Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about how to create a HyperDoc. A HyperDoc is a digital lesson plan template. It replaces the traditional worksheet. It adds innovation and inquiry. It can be used in a class or as a flipped option. So we're going to go through the 5 different steps to create a HyperDoc. Step 1 are your objectives. You need to think about the grade level, the content area, the length of your lesson, what is your objective, and what is the outcome you want your students to receive through this HyperDoc. Once you have that, you can move on to step 2. Think about the cycle of learning. What specific steps will your students follow? Think of how you traditionally design an original traditional lesson. Do you want to use the model explore, explain, apply? Are they going to be doing this in a workshop model, the 5 E's model? So think about the cycle of learning you want your students to do before you create the HyperDoc. Step 3 is your packaging. What Google app will you use to package the lesson? In Module 1, we learned how to create a doc and a slide. So you can create docs, slides, you can use Google Maps, sites to create your HyperDoc. So think about your packaging and then why you want to package it that way. Step 4 is your workflow. How are you going to push out your content? How are you going to collect your work? And how are you going to provide feedback to your students? So how will this flow within your classroom? Step 5 is the final product, your design of your HyperDoc. And this is where we'll spend most of our time. Is think of how you can make this content engaging. What page color, your fonts, your table properties, your images, your space to jot thinking as your kids are working with their HyperDoc. Customize your links. So this is all about the design process and I'm going to show you how to design a HyperDoc. Now, we're going to go into our Google Drive and I'm going to show you a HyperDoc that I've already created. In Module 1, we learned how to create a Google slide, and for this HyperDoc, I'm going to use Google Slides as my application to create this HyperDoc. So I'm going to go into my HyperDoc with my Google Slide platform. Now, you can see I've changed the background color, I've added text, I've added graphics, I've added video, I've customized my links so that each student knows what to do and the steps to follow when doing this HyperDoc. Now, for example, I'm going to show you how I did this. So I'm going to create a new slide and I want to change my format of my slide by changing my layout. And I just want to use a blank slide because I like to add text boxes versus using a already layout. Now, I can change the background color of my slide by clicking background and then color. And make sure we choose one that's good. Then I want to add a text. And this is where you can use your craft points principles that we've learned about, contrast, things like that, making sure things are aligned to make sure it is presentable and engaging. So I'm going to change my font. I can make my font bigger, type in my title, and then I'm ready to add my first video. To insert a video, I go to the top where it says insert. I will go down to video. And you can search YouTube, you type in a URL, or upload one straight from your Google Drive. I want to use the YouTube option. I will type in the title of my video and click search. Select, this is the video I would like to use, select at the bottom, and it will automatically pop up the video. I can then resize it, move it to where I want it, and make sure it's perfectly aligned with my title. Then my step 3 was a practice time. So I need to insert a link. To do that is you have to add a text box. So I'm going to add my text box because it will be a text. And then I can go back to insert, link. Now I'm ready to paste the link I would like to insert. So I'll go to the link that I would like. Here's my practice link. I Control C to copy. Back to my HyperDoc, Control V to paste. Now this is what will show the student. So I want to make it say practice time and hit apply. So now my link is connected to practice time. I can change the font to match the title. I can make it bigger. I can center. So now I've inserted a video and I've inserted a link. To insert a graphic or a shape, you could go here, shapes, and I wanted to use a call out button. Now I've inserted my shape. I can change the background by going to this background button and changing. Then I could add my text. So I'm going to add a text box, type 1, and then you'll just want to move it around so that it makes sense and looks correct and it's aligned with everything. Once you have that the way that you wanted it, you're ready to create all of your call outs and the rest of your videos and links. So going back to the original HyperDoc, you'll see that I have aligned my call outs. I've created different videos. I've added my practice time. 10 Frame Mania is a game, another link I would like them to do, another video, and then I want them to apply their learning by using a Google form. So I'll take you to my Google form. Another topic within Module 2 is how to create a Google form. So then you can use this Google form as a quick check for the students to, for you to see what the students need to work on still, and then they'll hit submit, and then it will automatically go to your, back to you. So you can check their work and provide feedback for them. That was a component of step 4 for workflow. How will you provide that feedback and how will you collect that work? So a Google form is a great way to do that. So those are the 5 steps of how to create a HyperDoc. It's very easy, and once you start really working and practicing, you'll become an expert at it, and you will see it transform your students' learning and your classroom. Have a great time creating your HyperDoc.